So welcome to the session. Now today's session we will start with workflow level task. So if you see any workflow, right? So if I'm going to open any workflow, I'm going to open a folder. If you see the workflow, so far we have seen within one single workflow, we have seen only one session, right? But we do have many tasks. If you look at the right hand side, you can see many tasks. So we have the session is one of the tasks, and we have the command task, we have the email task. These three are called reusable task, reusable and non-reusable task. Next one is decision task, then assignment task, then timer, then control task, event wait, event raise, and you have the worklet, link task, and scheduler. This is session configuration. We have the scheduler. So these are all the different tasks are available. So if you look at here, session is one of the tasks. Okay, session is one of the tasks. Session can be created as non-reusable task, non-reusable task, and reusable task also. Reusable task, both we can create. Okay, non-reusable and reusable task. Same way, we can create the next task is called email task. Next task is email task. Email task also you can create as non-reusable task and reusable task. Both it will be used. The same way, third one, we have command task. Command task also you can create as non-reusable and reusable. What is non-reusable means? If you are creating any task in workflow designer, so that will become a non-reusable task. This particular task will be used only in this particular workflow. Okay, in this particular workflow only it will be used. If you are creating any task in task developer, if you are creating any task in task developer, so this will become a reusable task. Okay, this will become a reusable task. Here, if you are creating any task, then it will become a reusable task. Okay, that's what reusable and non-reusable. So only three tasks you can create as reusable and non-reusable. And fourth task, so you can have the fourth task, event wait task. So fifth task, event raise. So you can raise an event by using this event raise task. So we can create within the particular workflow, you can create an event. Okay, that's what event task. Then you can have the timer. So you can put some timer. Okay. Then seventh one is called assignment task. Assignment task. Then eighth one called control task. So control task. Ninth one is called decision task. So 10th one worklet. Then we have the link task. Okay. Link task we have, and then the 12th one we have the scheduler. So scheduler is not a task, but we will use the scheduler. Okay. So these are all the different tasks available in our Informatica. You will see in Informatica workflow level, we will see all the tasks one by one. Okay. If you consider here, I'm having one session. Here one session, this particular workflow. I'm going to create a workflow here. See here, I'm going to create a new workflow. So WF underscore. So master workflow. Just I'm creating a master workflow or master data load. I'm creating a workflow called master data load. Okay. In this particular workflow, I'm going to have a session. So this is a session. So what is this session? It is a non-reusable session, non-reusable task. Non-reusable means within this particular workflow only it will be used. We can make stop on errors, all the, and go to mapping. You can check the connections. We can provide a connection here. You can go here, truncate and load. We can apply, click on OK. Now, if I'm going to execute this one, see here, if you right click and start workflow, it will start running. So this aggregator will is used, it will be start running, right? So this task, we will call it as non-reusable task. If you are creating any task here, task developer, so it will be available here. Okay, if you are creating a session here, It will be available here. So you can drag and drop into any other workflow. Okay, any other workflows. So I'm going to create a session here. So here I'm going to create a session, connected lookup. It is a reusable task. If you look at your left hand side, you are having, right? So here we are having it. So we may have lot of workflows. So far we may have lot of workflows, but out of all the workflows, only this particular session alone, it's a reusable task. Double click, go to mapping, source and target. So what is by reusable? So what is the use of reusable? Reusable means the same logic is used in multiple times. Okay, same logic is used in multiple times. Instead of creating the session every time, you can create the session in task developer. It is a reusable session. Wherever you want, you can drag and drop the same logic. Okay, if you look at here, I'm going to drag and drop this one. So by the appearance itself, you can see the differences, right? So this is non-reusable. You cannot see the green color mark here. You can see one green color mark here, right? This green color mark represents the reusable task. See, reusable task, if you double click, so it will be showing here reusable session, reusable. So you can make fail parent of this task fails, everything here. Okay, what is the mapping? What is the task name? And if you're going here in mapping, source and target, normally source we can modify, right? Normally pre-SQL, post-SQL, everything we can modify in session level. But in the reusable task, you cannot modify it. So why we cannot modify, right? Since it is a reusable, you have to modify. If you want to modify anything, you have to modify in task developer only. Here only you have to modify. So why we have to modify here? So if you are modifying here, wherever it has been used, okay, in any number of workflows it has been used, in all the workflows, it will be changed. Okay, that's what. So you can see here, this is called sequential run. This is called sequential run. So once this is completed, once this session got completed, next session, this one will get triggered. Okay, so this is what you can go for the serial run. If I'm going to run now, see here, if I'm going to start the workflow, you can see the start workflow. I'm going to start it. It will open the workflow monitor. The first session is running. Once this is completed, the next session will get triggered. So this is what the serial run. So we have given, right? So sequentially we have given. Okay. If this session got failed, what will happen? So this is also one of the interview question. Sometimes how will you fail the session? How will you fail the session? If I'm going to change the connection, it will fail, right? So normally if the session is succeeding, but intentionally we have to fail it. How will you fail? So if you change the connection, it will automatically fail. So now if I'm going to execute, what will happen? Why we are giving this serial way? So this might be a dependent, okay, for this particular session. So that's what we are giving a sequential run. Okay, so this target table might be a source table for this particular session or lookup. Okay, it might be a source for the lookup or it might be a source table for this particular session. That's why we are giving a dependency. So once this is completed, then we have to start. If there is no dependency, you can put here and you can start parallelly. Okay, so parallel run you can make it. So that's what. So since we have some dependency, we have given the sequential. Okay, say for an example, if this is getting failed, it should not run. It should not run. Okay, but as of now, since we haven't given any condition, so it will be executed. So even though the aggregator is getting failed, next connected lookup, it will get triggered. So you look at here. So aggregator got failed, but next session is triggered, but it should not get triggered, right? If it is getting failed, the dependent job should wait. So this is a dependent job, dependent session. It should wait. So how can I make this as wait? So we have the link task here. This is called a link task, right? So double click on the link task. Always, if you look at in real-time project, the link task, they would have written some condition here. Okay. So what is the condition? So here I'm going with a lot of conditions are available. You can see on the left hand side, the previous session is aggregator, right? So you're having the aggregator session. So end time, error code, error message, right? And first error code, some first error message. So previous task status, source failed rows, source success rows. So all this available. Okay. Target failed rows, target success rows, total transaction error. So everything is available. We have one option called status. So make this status. So previous session dot status equal to succeeded. So what is the meaning, right? So if you are making that dot status equal to succeeded, if this session got succeeded, then only this task will get succeeded. Once that task will succeeded, then only it will trigger the next session. Okay, so look at here. Or sometimes we will make two flow. One is getting succeeded, the other one is getting failed. So we can put one more parallel run. If it is getting succeeded, it will go this way. If it is getting failed, it will go this way. So click on OK here. Control S. Okay. So now if I'm going to run, now the aggregator will get failed. Because of this, it will not get triggered. So look at now. The session, this aggregator got failed now. Right? Aggregator got failed. So because of this, since we have made link task, okay, link condition, it is not getting triggered with the next session. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So we have to find, okay, why it got failed. We have to fix it. Double click. So something you have to fix it, right? Now I'm just fixing it. So this is the reason it's failing. So we are making that, okay, I'm going to fix it. Control S. Okay, from where I have to run? From here I have to run right hand side. Say for an example, you have previously we have some sessions. Up to here it got completed. Okay, this one got failed. So from here right hand side it should start. So how will you start? Right click on the session. You have to make start workflow from task. Okay, start workflow from task means it will start the workflow from this particular task. So for this scenario, we can start from start task, start workflow also. If you are right click on the white space, you'll be getting start workflow. If you right click on the session, you'll be getting start task and start workflow from task. So what is meant by start task, right? Start task means this task alone will be started. After that, it will stop. Start workflow from task means from here, right hand side, it will move. So you can take, for this scenario, we can go for start workflow, no issues. I will tell you, after some time, I will tell you what is that start workflow from task, everything. So now if you look at here, first session got completed, then next session is completed. Okay, next session got completed. So this is what you can give the session dependency. So sometimes they will ask in interview, how will you give the session dependency? So right click, you can arrange all horizontally. So it will be arranged horizontally. Okay, this is called session dependency. So this session should be completed, then next session should be getting started. Okay, so how will you make workflow dependency? For an example, we have two workflows. So here I have workflow one. Here I have workflow one. This is our upstream. So you assume that this is our upstream. Upstream means from where we are getting the data. Okay. Then we have the workflow two. This is our team. So this is our team. You assume that this is our upstream. From where we are getting the data. For us, they are upstream. To whom we are giving the data. For us, they are the downstream, right? So here we have the downstream. Okay. So here we have the downstream. So this is upstream and downstream. If you are going for real-time project, definitely you will be using this keyword. So here we have one session. So session one. So we have the start button. Okay, start button. We have one session. So here also we have the start button and we have the one session. So this is one session. You assume that or in this workflow we have many sessions. So here also we have one session. So this session, okay, this session should get completed. Okay, this particular workflow should get completed, then only we have to trigger. So normally you assume that every day they'll be starting this particular workflow 7 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning. So anytime PST or anytime we are starting. So we have to, it will run for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Maximum it should be completed by 7:10. So we are making 7:30. So 7:30 a.m. we are making. So dependency. So some of the tables, whatever the tables they are loading it, those tables, some of the tables are source for us. So that's why we are depending on this particular workflow. They should complete, then only we have to start. So if you are making only dependency on the timing, the scheduler, what will happen? So in one day, so it is running fine completely. Okay, 7:10 it is completing, 7:05 it is completing fine. Then we are starting with 7:30. So these tables are source for us. From here we are taking, and then we are loading the data. Some days, okay, if this particular workflow got failed, okay, some days the workflow might fail, right? Got failed, you assume that one day it got failed. Up to 7:30 they haven't fixed the issue. So still they are analyzing it. So why it got failed? They have some dependency. They made all the mails and everything. If you are making only time dependency, what will happen? 7:30 it will automatically trigger that, right? So if from our end it will got triggered, then without today's data it will complete. So we should not make this way in real time, right? So we have to make some other dependency. So how to make other dependency? Okay, so instead of making only time dependency, we have to go for the event wait. We will be having a touch file concept, right? So once this is completed, so once this particular workflow completed, we will be making one touch file here. Okay, we will be generating a touch file to common to us, common to both of us. So we are creating one touch file, touch.txt. You assume that we are creating one file called touch.txt file. Okay, this is one of the file we are creating. Just we are creating a file here. So once the file arrived, okay, we assume that they have completed their workflow. So even though 7:10, 7:05, 8 o'clock or anything, if the file comes, then we will assume that okay, we got this, right? So this is something like a file watcher. So here we are watching the file. So whether this file has been arrived or not. So even though 7:30 we have started, so here we are watching the file. So here to watch the file, we are making the task called event wait. So event wait we are making here. So what this event wait will do? So this event wait, it will wait for an event to occur, right? So it will wait for an event. So even they are not completed, they haven't completed by 7:30, it will wait. Even though it has been scheduled at 7:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. it will start the workflow, but it will wait for the event. So once, say for an example, 7:40 only they have completed their workflow. So finally, final stage will be making a touch file creation. A task, it will create one touch file. It's an empty file, just simply a dummy file. So it will create, and then, so even you can have the data file also. You can put some data file for this kind of event. Okay, event wait. So this is what a dependency we will make in our real time also. If you look at here, so this is workflow. This workflow should get triggered only after completing this parameter workflow. Some of the tables here, so that will be used for source in our second workflow, how to make it. So here I'm going to create a touch file. So how to create a touch file? So here you can use the command task. So I'm going to use the command task here. In real time, you'll be using command called touch.txt. Simply, if you are making touch space touch.txt, it will get triggered. Okay, but here I'm going to use Windows command. Why Windows command? So here the Informatica in our environment, Informatica is running in Windows, but in real time Informatica is running on Unix. So there you have to create a Unix task, but here you have to create a Windows. So how to create a Windows command? To create a touch file, double click on the command task, go to command, then add a new command. Okay, so command 1, you can add it. So what is the command? You have to create a touch file. So where I can create? go to any folder. So go to any folder. I'm going to the Informatica folder. Here I want to create a touch file. We assume that in our environment we are making here, but in real-time environment we will be making some common path. So in this path it should generate one touch file. So go here. So to create a touch file, so just I'm using the command called echo. So echo, then we are making the path slash the file name touch.txt. So this is the, so one we have to use in real time project, we have to use touch space file name touch.txt. Touch.txt, it will generate one touch file. Okay, so even you can make some dummy.txt or indicator some indicator file or anything, but here we are not using. Here we are using only Windows command, since in our system Informatica is running on top of Windows server. Okay, Windows machine. So Control S. You can have one option, fail parent if this task fails. Here properties, you can fail task if any command fails. This also you can enable it. If any task, if any command fail, you can fail the task. Then this entire workflow will get failed. Then only it will get notified to the team. Here also you can make status equal to succeeded. Previous session, status equal to succeeded. Status equal to succeeded. Control S. See here, I'm going to start this workflow. I'm going to start this workflow. Once this session got completed, it will generate one file here. Okay, you can see here parameter. So it's running now. Once this is completed, it will create a file. So you can see here. So command task is running. So it got one touch file got generated, right? So we have received one file now. Okay, so once the file has arrived, then we will assume that okay, they have completed this workflow load. Then what we have to do? Our workflow we have to start. This is our workflow. So where we have to keep? So here we have to keep the dependency. We are starting at particular time period. You can go to the event wait. So here it is the event wait. This is the task called event wait. Take the event wait. You can go to the event. So event wait, you can connect it. So double click on the event wait. Go to events. On the event, we have two different event. One is predefined event. Other one is user defined event. So predefined event means you can see this is the file watch event. User defined event is nothing but within the workflow. If you are creating any event based on the event raise, so you can give here. Okay, so we have the event raise here, right? So based on the event raise, if you are raising an event, so for that raising an event, you can give here. But as of now, it's a file watcher. You can give here. So what is the file watcher name? So C drive Informatica / touch.txt. The file names are case sensitive. Please make sure that you are giving the correct file name. So click on OK now. Apply. OK. So Control S. See, now the file is available. If I'm going to start the workflow, it will be executed, right? It will be executed. Now the file is available. The event wait will complete. For an example, today, this particular day, the file is available. We have seen the file and then we are running it. Tomorrow, you assume that tomorrow up to 7:30 a.m. they haven't completed their particular workflow. Still the file is available. What will happen? Tomorrow, our workflow will assume that okay, they have completed their task. The file is available. Then we can start, right? So once this should not be the case. Once we have checked the file, we have to remove the file from this particular path. Why? Because next day they will place another file, new file, right? Otherwise, what will happen next day? If you see here, the file is available, then okay, the file is available, then it will run. Either you can go for some date. Here you can put some date and the corresponding date, batch date or some date. If the particular batch date file is available, then you can trigger, or commonly if you are making the file, you can delete the indicator file. So how will you delete the indicator file? Look at here, it got completed, right? Whenever we are having event wait, you can go to the properties. Here you will be having one option called delete file watch file. You can enable this. If you are enabling this, control yes. If you are enabling this, once I'm going to start it, start workflow, it will delete the file. So look at here, automatically it will delete the file. So it's while running, it will delete the file, right? Automatically it has deleted. You can see now the file is not available. It's running. So this is what you have to make the dependency. Okay, dependency you have to make. So now the file is not available, right? Look at now. So once this is completed, I will tell you how to see the flow. Once this workflow has completed, I will tell you so how the flow will be. Okay. So now if I'm going to start the workflow, this our workflow, it will start, it will wait for an event, right? It will wait for an event to occur. So it will wait for a touch file. So go here. It is waiting for the touch file. Touch file is not available. It will wait for the touch file. So when the touch file will come, this workflow, once this workflow completed, then it will generate the touch file, right? So we can start the restart or start the workflow. We'll start it. If you look at here, so I'm going to make this one. And if you look at here, the parameter, this workflow will place the file here. Once the file has arrived, then this event wait will delete the file, it will execute. See here, I'm not doing anything. You can see automatically it will run. File will come. So file came here and our event wait checked here and it has deleted. So automatically it will run. Okay. So even we are running the workflow by clicking on start workflow or anything, but in real time, we will not make in that way. We will make it like scheduling. Okay. We will schedule it. So this is what it will run. So how to make dependency between the workflow? So this is what you have to make the dependency between the workflow. So I hope you are clear. So what is this session task? So what is this command task? What is the event wait? Okay, what is this reusable then? So you know already what is reusable session, right? If you are creating any session in task developer, that will become a reusable session. Multiple workflows you can drag and drop. This workflow also you can drag and drop. Any other workflow, for an example, this workflow I want, you can drag and drop, right? So you can use it. So that's what we'll be having a reusable task. Okay, reusable session. Okay, if the server is up and running, it will wait for that event to occur, even 1 year, 1 month, 1 day. So any date will wait. Okay, so that's what event wait. So this is what the task. Now we will go to the reusable task. That is called email task. So I'm going to create an email task. What is reusable? I will tell you. Email. So once this session, once this load has been completed, we have to send an email to the customer saying that this load has been completed. Once triggered, once we have generated the touch file, once we have generated the touch file, we have to send an email to the user saying that this workflow got completed. See, this is the email task. So keep the email task here. So here email will not get triggered. Why? Because we need to have SMTP server. But in real time, you can test it. But here I will tell you how to do this email task. This is called a standalone email task. It's nothing but once all the session got completed, finally it will generate based on this command task completed. It will trigger the email. Double click, go to properties. So properties email username, right? So what is the username? So you can put, normally we will put any DL only, right? jbc_dl at xyz.com. So why we are making DL distribution list? Why? Because so here we should not give any person name, person email ID. So why? Because if the person is moving out of the team, then every time we cannot go and change here the email, right? So we have to make any DL, a distribution list. We can handle it to whom we have to deliver it in the Outlook itself. So we can make it in Outlook. So email subject, parameter or flow. Okay. So something, the data load, parameter, data load completed successfully. So this is subject, right? Email subject completed successfully. So we are making this one. And here email subject, we are making that. So we are making hi team. This one we are making successfully. And so thanks support team. So normally this is what we'll be creating. So click on OK here, apply here, OK here. So this is what the email task, control yes. So it should be valid. So once the command task completed, it will generate an email saying that, okay, this particular workflow got completed. So here we could not able to test it, but in real time it will generate it. Definitely it will trigger one mail, whatever the mail ID you are giving. Okay. The SMTP server and your Informatica server has been linked in real time server. So it will generate an email and then it will get delivered. Okay. So for an example, each and every session is getting failed. If any session failed here, if any one of the session got failed here, we have to trigger a mail. So how will you trigger a mail if the session got failed? If the session got succeeded, okay, we can put finally, and we can make. No need to send an email if the session got succeeded, right? So each and every session, if you are making session succeeded, if you are making one mail, lot of mail will be triggering. So inside we might be having lot of sessions, not only one session. If any session failed, then we have to trigger a mail. So for that, we can create a reusable email. Okay, reusable one. So how to create? Go to task developer. So if you look at here, task developer, only 3 tasks is reusable. One is session, command task, and email. So I'm taking the email task. Take that email task, double click on it, go to properties. In the properties, we are making the common template. We are making the common template. It's a reusable, right? So what is a reusable task? Look at here. It's a common template. We are creating it. So email username. What is the username? The same way, abc_dl@xyz.com. Something like that I'm making. So this is the email. So now I'm going with next one, email subject. This one we are creating for the failed session. If the session is failing, then we have to send an email. We are making that subject is kind attention, the session got failed. So something like that we are making. Okay. So kind attention, the session is failing. Session failed. We are making this way. Okay. Then email text. So what is the text we have to make? Look at here. This is what commonly we have to create a template, right? So now it is not for one particular session. We are creating a common template. So how can we create a common template? If you look at left hand side, you'll be having many functionalities here, right? So I'm making hi team. Okay, hi team. The session, which session? We have to make the session name. We cannot make session name hard-coded value here. We have to make session name here. Session name is %s here. Okay. So make the session %s is failed. Okay. The session is failed in the workflow. Okay. Workflow name also we can put workflow name %w. So %w in the folder %n. So we can make %n here. Please find attached the session log. Find the session log here. Then which is the session log will attach %g here. So we can make %g. Okay. So thanks support team. Whatever you want, you can make it. This is common template. It's not for one particular session. This is a common template, right? So this is the one email we are making. So what is the task? You can go here. So you can rename it. Rename it like failure email, session failure email, something you can make. The session failed, just we are sending an email, session failure email, task name, click on apply. Okay. So where it will be created? In the task here. If you look at your task, if you are creating command or email, so it will be created in the task. You can go to workflow designer. Okay. If the session, this particular session got failed, it should trigger a email. How can I make? Can I make for like this? So if you are making like this, what will happen? So you can make, if it is one particular session, you can make it like this. but how many times you will make for all the session? Lot of session it will come, right? This is not the correct way. So in linked task, we have to make the session status equal to failed, but this is not the correct way to do it. So this is one of the way, but we will not do it this way. Okay, for if you are making this way, lot of session we have to make it here. So we will remove it. We have to make lot of session here. The one of the other method is double click on the session. Each and every session you'll be having one option called components. So here you will be having a component. Go to the components. Here you'll be having some different functionalities here. So one is called pre-session command. So what is the pre-session command, right? So pre-session command is nothing but if you are giving any command here, either it should be a reusable or non-reusable. So for an example, non-reusable, if you are giving a command here, so you can create a command task here. This command will be executed before start of the session, before start reading the data. Okay, this command will be executed. For example, your customer is placing a zip file. We have to unzip the file before reading the data. So you can put the command to unzip the file. Pre-session. Post-session success command. If the session got completed, you have generated a file. You have to zip the file and you have to make the upload into a drop zone or SFTP path. So post-session success command. You can check the file and then you can make it. Post-session failure command. If the session got failed, so what I have to do? So that you have to make here. On success email. On success email means if the session got completed, you are sending an email. Normally, we will not make this on failure email. So here we have to make. For each and every session, we have created a reusable one. To choose reusable one, we have already created a template, right? So go to this arrow mark. We have already created. So it will be available here. You can click on it. Just you can make use of this. That's all. So here also, double click, go to components, on failure email, reusable, same, you can use it. Multiple times you can use it. That's what the functionality of reusable task. Reusable task, double click, components, you can remove this one. Here nothing is available, just you can remove it. Control yes. This is what the failure email you will be sending it. I hope you are clear on what is session task, reusable, non-reusable, email task, reusable, non-reusable, command task, reusable, non-reusable. So if any command, some zipping the file, unzipping the file or anything commonly used in multiple workflows, then you can go for the command task. That's what we can use the command task. Even wait. So we have seen 4 different tasks and here also link task we have seen so far. I hope you are clear on this task. Next task is called timer. So what is the timer will do? If you look at here, I'm not having only 2 tasks. I'm going to create a multiple session here. So how many sessions we can have? N number of sessions we can have in the particular workflow. It's based on the dependency. In real time, they'll be making the sessions based on the dependency. Okay, this should get completed, then it should get triggered. So like this, we have to make based on the dependency. We have to start the flow. So just I'm making like one by one. I'm making. Okay, we'll take one more session. Okay, SCD type 2. So many sessions based on the dependent. You assume that based on the dependency, we are making this particular workflow. So we can have n number of sessions, no issues. So these many sessions. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make, okay, this session should get completed, then it should trigger. After this, 3 different sessions should run parallelly, these 3. Once these 3 sessions completed, it should trigger with this session. Once this is completed, it should go this way, then next to this way. Okay, so how this is looking like this, and right click, you can make arrange horizontally. It looks good now, right? So you can see here, what is the dependency here? So these 2 are serial. Once this is completed, these 3 will be running parallel. We do not have any dependency on these sessions. That's what we are making a parallel run. Once all the 3 is completed, then only this normalizer, this session will get triggered. then this one, then this one. This is what the flow it will. So for each and every linked task, we have to provide status equal to succeeded. Okay, we have to provide status equal to succeeded in real time. So definitely you'll be having this option, status equal to succeeded. So for all the linked tasks, in addition to this, you might be having other condition also the linked task. Okay, record count should be more than one, something like that. Okay, the status or failed, succeeded, lot of see here you can make all this one status equal to succeeded for all the session, for all the linked task. We'll make it, double click on the session, status equal to succeeded. So here also we can make status equal to succeeded. So status equal to succeeded. Here also we'll make all the sessions. We have to provide the connection also, right? We have to give the connections. So double click. So each and every session we will check it, the connection is correct or not. And then you can go for truncate and load also. Then you can go to config object. You can make stop on errors. What is meant by stop on error? If any one error occurs, it will stop the execution. Fail parent if this task fails. So if this task fails, it will fail the parent. Parent is nothing but workflow. So for each and every session, we will be providing these options. So we have to give for all the sessions. Okay. So you assume that intentionally I'm making this session as failed. What will happen? So why I'm making that failed, I will tell you, to check the dependency. So what is this different options while executing? Okay. So if you look at here, then we have to provide all the, so for all the sessions, we have to provide all the properties correctly. Okay. Go here, config object. So even you have to choose the email ID. So if the session is failing, you have to send an email, right? So for each and every session, we'll be making the on failure email. If you go to real-time project, so definitely you'll be having this particular, if they're asking us to send an email, we have to make this way. Okay, this session will fail now. Customer SCD type 2 will fail now. So now I'm disabling this event wait. I do not want event wait as of now. It will wait for an event every time we have to run. So for our scenario, I'm disabling it. So can I disable without waiting for the event? Yes. Double click. You can have option called disable this task. Okay. So you can enable this one. Then this will not run now. So it will be showing like disabled one. You can see here, start workflow. You can see this will be started. So if you look at here, one by one, it is running. First session is showing like disabled one, right? Next one is triggering. So one by one, the session will be running. Look at here. Next these three sessions are running parallelly, right? We have created parallel session. That's why it is creating a parallel. So this is reusable. These are all non-reusable session. Once all the three sessions got completed, so then only next session will get triggered. Look at here, SCD type 2 got failed. Type 2 and the connected stored procedure got failed. So because of this failure, the workflow, because we have put the dependency, it is not progressing with the next session, right? The workflow also showing like failed one. So what can we do now? We have to check why it got failed, right? These two. So stored procedure also something like connection issue only. This also connection issue only. So what we have to do? We have to check why it got failed. Double click to mapping. So this also we have to provide the connection. So this should be in source. Actually, the source connection we have to provide. So the same way here also we have to provide the connection. Go to mapping, target. It should be pointing to target, and it should be connection value to all instances. So all instances. Lookup also we have to make target connection. So we have to make the target connection. Click on apply. Okay, and then save now. Okay, go to save. So now already these two sessions got completed, right? These two sessions got completed. This expression also got completed. If you look at here, expression also got completed. We have to run these two sessions, right? After that, this session. After that, this session we have to run. So how can I run it? if I want to run this session alone, we have to run. Okay, right click, you have to go for start task. Start task means this alone will be executed. After that, it will complete. Look at here. Now the workflow is running with this session alone. It will not start from the beginning. Start task means that task alone will be running. Okay, again got failed. So we have to check why it got failed. Must be declared. So we will check it why it got. Double click. Target. Okay, still it is showing this way. Source. Apply. Okay, so we have to apply and click on OK. Control yes. Control yes here. Then start the workflow. Start task. So why I'm starting the task alone? So here one more task is available, right? We have to start, right? So that's why we are doing it. So who will do this in real-time project? Support team will do it. So L1 team, they will do it. Okay. Look at now this connected stored procedure completed successfully. Now it got completed. Then we have to same way we have to start the task. So this session also we have to start the task. Okay. Since the session got completed, the workflow also got completed since we have enabled only start task. Okay. From here, right hand side, what should happen? From right hand side, we have to execute all this, right? From here, we have to execute. These three sessions should be executed. So how can I execute? Since we are making here the junction, what will happen from here? If you are running start workflow from task, it will not run from right hand side since we have the junction here. Okay. So from here, if I want to run on the right hand side, you have to make right click, start workflow from task. So what is meant by start workflow from task, right? So from here, right hand side, it will be executed. So look at now. So it will be executed. We have three options. One is start workflow. Okay. Start workflow means from the beginning, it will start at start task. It will start the task alone. Start workflow from task. Okay. So this is what it will be running one by one. So you can have this filter transformation also failed. Finally, the last session got failed. Again, it got failed. Double click, invalid number. Okay. So we will go to the file. We'll check what is the file. Server, infoshat, src files. So this is the file, right? So we can make it open with Notepad++. We will see what is the delimiter. Based on that, we will provide. Okay, so this is the delimiter, right? Tilt symbol, hash and dollar symbol. Double click, go to mapping, source, set file property, advanced. Okay, here we have to make treat multiple delimiters, and so this option we have to enable, right? So I forgot to enable this option. Click on OK. Okay, here, apply. Okay, save, then start the workflow. Okay, start task. It will start this task alone. Okay, so this is what we have to make all the sessions got completed successfully. All this. I hope you are clear what is meant by start workflow. It will start from the beginning. Start task. It will start that task alone. Start workflow from task. From here, it will start the right hand side. Okay. So this is what is reusable, what is non-reusable, what is the task. Okay, timer. So what is the timer? So here I'm keeping the timer here. I'm keeping the timer. Say for an example, once this connected lookup completed, since we are making parallelly, we should make some delay, some time delay here. Then after the time delay, it should get triggered. So what I can do here, we have the timer. Take the timer wherever you want to, based on the dependency, based on the scenario, wherever you want to apply that time delay, you can put the time delay here. You can have this, double click on this, go to timer. You'll be having a two different timing. One is absolute time, The other one is relative time. Absolute time means a particular time. So in this time, it will check. Relative time you can go with. So 1 minute you can make. It will wait for a minute to start from the start time of this task. From the start time of this task, it will wait for a minute and then it will start, right? So it will go this way. So click on apply, click on OK, then control S, save. And I'm going to start the workflow. Start the workflow. What will happen? Now, once the task has been triggered, it will wait 1 minute to complete. So you look at now. So first aggregator is running. Watch one by one. Now this task is timer is waiting for a minute. Once 1 minute completed, then only this will succeed. This will get succeeded. So we put 1 minute, right? So that's why you can put whatever the minute you want. So if you want any scenario, if you want to wait a session for a particular time, you can put this timer. Okay. So this is what the timer task. As of now, I'm going to disable the task every time 1 minute it will wait. So I'm going to make the disable this task. Next time it will not check it. Okay. Control S. I hope you are clear. So what are the different tasks we have seen? Session task, email, command, timer, and link task, all this task, right? The next task is called control task. So what is this control task will do? Based on the condition, either it will fail the workflow or fail the task or fail the parent. Okay. Say for an example, this is what the control task. I'm taking the control task here. So this is the control task. I'm making normalizer, the control task. Okay. So here I'm making the normal control task here. So what is the control task will do? So you the same way you can put the some conditions here. Some conditions here. You'll be having some different options. If you look at here, you'll be having some different options. Fail me, fail parent, stop parent, abort parent, fail top level workflow, stop top level workflow, abort top level workflow. Fail me means it just shows it got failed based on the condition. Okay. So I'm making fail me. Double click on this. Go to some conditions I'm making. Source success rows equal to target success rows. So whether this condition will be equal? No, it's not equal. So I'm making that not equal. For this scenario, for this normalizer, for this scenario, okay, I think we have made it like 4, 4. So you'll be getting 4 record only. Source success rows 4 and target success rows 4. If it is equal, then I'm making the success. So what will happen if I'm making equal? Okay, this is equal, then it will get succeeded. It will get succeeded. It will trigger this control task. Control task will show you only fail me. That's all. If you look at here from right hand side, I'm just running. I'm not running from the beginning. I'm just making the right hand side. Start workflow from task. Start workflow from task. You can see here. So if you look at here, it is showing like failed, but nothing is impacting. Okay. So other sessions are running as usual, right? So it got next session got triggered, and this is showing like failed, and this one. Sometimes it's like a flagging. Okay, this flow we are making like a flag. Then you can make this fail me. Some different condition reaches, it will show only failed. Okay, but we can fail the parent. So what we can make, say for an example, if I'm making fail parent, what will happen? Fail parent means, so after running the remaining sessions, all the session, after running all the session, it will mark this, the workflow has failed. Okay, it will mark workflow has failed. That's what fail parent. But it will run with other sessions to let allow the other session to complete. So if you look at here, now this task will get succeeded, but the workflow, finally it will get failure. You can watch it. See, this will succeed now, right? It got succeeded. Finally, the workflow will be marked as failed. That's what fail parent. Fail parent means it will allow other session to complete, finally it will mark the parent as failed. That's all. Okay. You can make some condition. If condition meets, see here, everything got succeeded, but the workflow is marked as failed. So you can mark, say for an example, some condition source row is not equal to target row. We have to fail the workflow. See here it is equal. That's what I'm making. It is equal, right? Okay, if it is equal, we have to abort the parent. Immediately we have to stop the parent. We can put stop parent or abort parent. Stop means it will immediately stop. Abort parent means it will stop and abort. This is what the difference. Stop, it immediately stops the flow. Abort means it will complete the current transactions. It will take 20 minutes of, 20 seconds. It will take 20 seconds of timeout, time period, and then it will stop. I'm making stop parent. If the condition satisfies, immediately it will trigger. It will stop this execution. It will not run this load every fourth record and filter transformation. It will not execute. See, we have to start from beginning, but it will take a lot of time. That's why I'm starting from here. If you look at here, this time it will stop the workflow. Okay, so you can see here. So immediately it got stopped, right? Showing like stopped, stopping. Finally, it will make stopped. So this is what you have to go for: fail parent, stop parent, abort parent, all this. So I hope you are clear. Some conditions, if source record is not matched with target record, if you are getting some session level error code, something, you can fail that particular workflow. You can control that workflow, all this. So what is my event raise? So within the particular workflow, we can make event raise and event wait. So if you look at here, this is what the flow, right? So this session should get completed. Then only this session should get triggered. Here I'm going to have one more session or something. This session should get completed. Then only some other session should get triggered. So what I'm going to have here, I'm going to raise an event. So here I'm going to raise an event. This raise event applicable only to this particular workflow. Within the workflow, if I want to make dependency, you can go here. So I have to raise an event, right? Where I can raise an event, you can go here. You have to, first of all, you have to declare the event. Go to workflows, here edit, here events, click on new event. Okay, so just I'm clicking on new event, double click. So there we have to declare, here we have to assign this. Go to properties, here you have to make this event. Okay, new event. So this is what you have to make. So event, it will raise an event called new event one. Okay, once it has raised, we are executing this session. Okay, you assume that. So you may ask question, okay, once this is completed, we have to execute, then you can put this session here, right? Why you are putting here? Say it has some other dependency also in the flow. You assume that, okay, in that way. So you can put even wait here. This even wait is not a file watcher. This even wait is it is waiting for this event to complete. So double click, you can go to events. Here it is a not predefined event, it's a user defined event. The user defined event, go to browse event. So new event, then you have to enable the past event. This option you have to enable it. See, whatever the event it has been raised, you have to enable the past event, then only it will get triggered here. Okay, so enable past event you have to make. Say for an example, from the beginning I'm starting. So I'm going to start from the workflow. Connected lookup will get started. So once this is completed, it will, this customer SCD type 2 will not complete. When it will complete, the stored procedure completes, then it will raise an event. At that time only it will trigger. If you look at here, you can see the flow. You can watch here. First connected one, it's running. After that, timer is disabled now. Connected stored procedure is running. So because of this event wait is waiting. Expression is running. Got it? So this event wait, now it got completed. because of this event raise. So this is what. So within the workflow, if you want to make dependency, then you can go for the event raise. So we have seen the event raise, timer, then control task, all this. So if you look at here, say for an example, in this one, we have 3 different junctions, right? All the link tasks should be succeeded. So then only this normalizer will get triggered. Then only this normalizer will get triggered. So what I can do, so this is what, if you double click on this next session, you can see this treat the input link as and. So what is the meaning of treat the input link as and? So the junction, okay, all this 3 sessions should be completed, then only it will get triggered. Even if any one link is completing, then we have to trigger, then we have to make R. For an example, these 2, if any of one is completed, or this one completed, we have to trigger this. How can I put this? These 2, any one of these 2 has completed, and this one. This is R, this is R class, this is and class. How can I make? So you can remove this. You can make this one in the link task. So what is that? We can make this in decision task. You can make decision task here. So these 2 are any one, we can make it, right? Any one should be completed. And make this one, then this one, right? So these 2 will be R and class only, but these 2 are R class. You can make R class. So what is the meaning? Here we made R class. If any one of the flow completed, this will get completed. Then this will complete. Then we are making that and class. Okay, they both should be completed. So this is what you can make decision task. This is one of the scenario we can use it, decision task. So other scenario also we can make it. So what is the scenario? I will tell you. So this is decision task, right? Then for an example, so what is the decision task? Okay, it will decide where to go. I will make here one particular decision task. Here I will make one particular decision task. Here I will make decision. So we are making 2 flows. One is this flow. The other one is another flow. This flow. Here I'm making one more task here. I'm making another flow, update strategy or union transformation or anything I'm making here. See, you are running the workflow. So on normal days, if you are running this workflow, it should go this way, okay? In month end, it should trigger this flow also, month end. It should flow this way also. So how can I make it? Our month end should flow this way only. How can I make it? So here I will make a decision task, double click, go to properties. The properties I'm making some condition. Here we can make condition. What is the condition? Sys date equal to last day of sys date. So what is the meaning? So only this condition will satisfy on the last day of the month, right? So once last day of the month is succeeding, so if it is the condition is true, then I'm making this. So condition equal to true. So condition equal to true I'm making. The condition equal to false. Condition equal to false means normal day it will run in this flow. Normal day it will run this flow. Month end it will run this flow. Control S. Okay. I'm going to start the workflow. Normal days which flow it will go. So today is not month end. So it will go aggregator, then this way. So you can reverse the condition also. You can put some negate condition. Normal days it will flow this way, month end it will flow this way. Or you can make both a condition. Okay, here if you are not placing any condition, all the days it will run, only month end, this also will run. So that's what we can make. So now it will run this way, right? So this is the way it will run. So it will decide so where to go. So this is what you can put the decision task. Okay, then next one is assignment task. So what is assignment task will do? Say for an example, you are running this workflow 3 times per day. Okay, you are running this workflow 3 times per day. Third time only you have to run this flow, expression transformation. You have to run third time only. So how can I make? So third time only you have to run. You are running this, or here also you can put anywhere you can put. So you are running the workflow 3 times per day. Third time only you have to run this. So this will it's nothing but so day end balance. Some flow is running day end balance. It should run only on the third run. So first run I'm going to run. It has to count, right? 1, 2, 3 something. We have to count the number of runs and you have to store it in a variable. So first time I'm going to run, it should store a value in a variable. To store it, I'm going to have the here I'm going to have it. So what is that? I'm going to have assignment task. Keep the assignment task here. Okay, assignment task here. Assign a variable. So variable count equal to 1, something like that. So how can I assign a variable? First, we have to declare the variable. Where can I declare a variable? You can go to workflows, edit, variables. How we have declared the event? The same way we have to declare the variables. We have declared the events. The same way we have to declare the variables. So here we have to add the variable. Say for an example, the variable name I'm making like count. So this is $$ count variable. Okay, it is an integer. I can make persistent. Persistent means the value will be persisted. Okay, next run, the value will be persisted in the server. Okay, initial value, if you want to give any value, you can give. Apply, click on OK. Okay, here I'm assigning the value. What is that? So assignment task, go to assignment task, make this, add a new expression. So in this expression, you can make $$ count equal to count plus 1. $$ count equal to count plus 1. So this is condition equal to $$ count equal to count plus 1. We are making plus 1 plus 1. So first run plus 1. So what is that? Count equal to 1. Here we are making count equal to 3. Go to user defined one. Count equal to 3. Okay, count equal to 3. Then only third time. So count equal to 3, this will be executed. So up to now, so here we are making like decision is, what is that? Decision is R class. Since any one of the flow is completed, okay, so this is R class, right? Any one of the flow is completed, it will get triggered. Then it will go to the next one, right? Okay, very first day it is running. First run, it will not triggered. Second run, it will not trigger. Third run, it will get triggered. So it will go this way, right? Say for an example, next day, fourth run. So it will go with 4, 5, 6. Then after that, it will not run, right? See, if the keep on you are incrementing the value. So after 3, you are making 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then at any cost, it will not equal to 3. Very first time only, it will make 3. Right? After that, second day, it will not equal. So once the session got completed, on the third time, we have to reset the value, correct? We have to reset the value. Otherwise, what will happen? Tomorrow, it will go with the 4 or 5, something. After this only, after the session completed, we have to reset. So double click. So go here, we have to reset count equal to 0. So we have this reset the value. Control yes. Very first time I'm running. Very first time I'm running. So count equal to 1. This expression will not execute. You can watch it. Expression will not run. So decision task, since we made it like R class, decision task will complete now. If you look at here, very first time, it will not run with expression. There is no expression, right? There is no expression transformation. Okay. So what is the count value? If I want to check it, we can check it. So it is stopping the flow. Okay, we will not. Okay, no issues. We will stop it. Okay. So second run, what is the count value now? You can go and check now. So you can go to workflow log now. So any workflow level task, you have to check the workflow logs. You can make workflow logs. Open it. You can go a little bit down. Somewhere the count will be there. Okay. So dollar count, right? You can make C and T. Okay. Find the next. So use override value 0 first. Then here it is making 0. Count equal to count plus 1. Value is 1 now, very first time. Then going to the next. Condition is false for the expression, right? Count equal to 3. Why? Because count is now 1. Then making. Then next you can go below. You can see the persisted value. We'll be having the persisted value will be. Finally, you'll be having a persisted value. Okay, session did not complete, right? That's why persisted value is not having it. Okay, it got stopped. So that's why. So we will not make the stopping. We make fail me. That's why persisted value we made it like at last. Now third run we are running. We'll see whether it is running now. We will see that expression transformation is running now. Okay, so third run, whether expression has completed? No, right? So why? Because the persisted value is not stored. You can right click, you can go to workflow. So last you'll be seeing that persisted value. See here, now only it is making one first run. Now it will take the second run. Okay, second run. The persisted value should be making, we have to complete the flow. Entire workflow we have to complete. Stopping, then it will not make that persisted value. If you look at now, this is the second run. After that, I will show you what is the count. Then we will see the third run. See here, this is second run. Second run also, we are not seeing any expression. And if you go and check the workflow log, so this is the workflow, right? So click on workflow log. The persisted value. Okay, what is the persisted value? At last, you can see now the 2 value is 2. Third time I'm going to restart. This time it will start with expression. You can see here. After this one, it will start with expression. After connected lookup, it will start with expression. See now the third run, the expression transformation completed successfully. So this is what you have to put some assignment. So if you want to count it first time, second time, something, then you can make the count. Okay. This is the way you can put a different scenario. You can go for different tasks and everything. Next one is called worklet. So what is worklet? It is a reusable component, right? So you can go to the worklet designer. You can create a worklet here. Just I'm taking only these 4 sessions. I will copy the session. I will go here. So what is worklet, right? It's a reusable component. So you have to make, first go to worklet, create a worklet. So WKLT worklet name should be some reusable, okay, some control framework. You assume that control framework. You are making some control tables load. So that's what the control framework. So once all the session got completed, you have to load some control tables saying that, okay, for this particular day, these tables got loaded. So where I can do it, I can create one worklet. So this worklet will be used for others also. Okay, so you can have this, you can make this one, then these two are parallel, then this one, like this you are making. So remember, you cannot start any session in worklet. See here, you will not have any option, start workflow, advanced. So anything will be available here. Okay, if you want to run this worklet, you can start the worklet here only. Just I'm making worklet here. So what will happen? Take the worklet here. Any session you can, any workflows you can use it, worklet. A number of workflows you can use the worklet. So I'm making here. So how can I make this flow run now? Can I make the condition negate? Yes. Sysdate not equal to last day of sysdate. So today is not equal. So the condition is true. Today is not equal, right? Yes, it will go this way. It will not run this way. If you are running this particular worklet start task, it will start the all the 4 session only. Okay, it will go this way. So you are making control yes and run it. You start running it. So you can see here. Okay, start running it. It will go this way, decision task, then this way. Okay, if you see here. Okay, it's getting triggered in this way. Yes. Okay. If any session failed in Worklet, if you want to run the session alone, then you have to run from the monitor only. See, monitor you'll be having option. Restart task, restart workflow from task, all this. But here, if you are running, it will start entire worklet only. Okay, this is also reusable component. Okay, these are all the tasks which are available in our workflow. Okay, workflow level task, we have 11 tasks. Now we will go to the scheduler. What is Informatica scheduler, right? What is Informatica scheduler? Say for an example, I want to schedule this workflow. This parameter, I have to schedule it. So what is scheduler? So Informatica scheduler is nothing but we can schedule the workflow through Informatica. Okay, we do have different scheduler like Autosys, Control M, Redwood, and UC4, different title. So different schedulers are available in the market. In our real time, whichever the scheduler they are using, so we have to schedule the workflow from that particular scheduler. But some project we will be using still Informatica scheduler. Only Informatica they are using, then they will go for the Informatica scheduler. Other jobs also they are using, then they will go for a common scheduler. Okay, so Informatica scheduler, what is that? If you consider this particular workflow, I'm going to start manually here, start workflow, right? Every time I'm going to start it manually, but in real time, we cannot start manually. We have to schedule it. How can I schedule? Go to workflows, go to edit. Here you'll be having a scheduler. Scheduler, whether it is a non-reusable or reusable. Reusable means already the schedule is available, you can take it, but non-reusable scheduler you can go with. Click on this icon, then go to schedule. You'll be having 3 options here. Run on integration service initialization. That means, so this is the schedule. We are scheduling it. Run on demand. So on demand, so just you are making right click, you are running, that is a run on demand. Run continuously means it will run continuously, it will running. Okay, the workflow. So which date? Start date. Which timing? So I'm making the timing as 34. You assume that 34. Then I'm going with the run once. Run once. Run every 2 minutes. So I'm making run every 2 minutes once. So you can make run every 4 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours, run 1 day, 5 day, or customized run also. You can see here second Saturday, third Saturday. So how can we run? So here we'll be having Monday alone, Tuesday alone. So Monday is Tuesday or Saturday, Sunday. So like this, we have lot of frequencies. Run on second Saturday, run on second day of the month, run on the second Monday, second Saturday, something like that. Customized one will be available here. If you want, you can use it. Otherwise, you can go for this one. As of now, to show you, I'm making that every 2 minutes once we are running. End after some 3 runs. You can make end on that particular day. For the particular day, it will be running. So you are not ending it. You can put forever. So forever you can run it. Or you can put end on which date it should be ending. So you can put some dates here. Okay. So end after 3 runs I'm giving as of now. So click on apply. Okay, here apply. Okay, control yes. Right click. You should not start the workflow. You have to make schedule workflow. So right click, schedule the workflow. Okay. You can see the error it's showing. Time is elapsed. Okay, expired. So one more time we'll do it. Scheduler. Time we will make it like 36. Apply. Okay. Apply. Okay. Save. Then now you can schedule it. Schedule workflow. So you can see here, this has been scheduled, right? Workflow has been scheduled on this particular day, 9:36 p.m. scheduled. So it will start running exactly 9:36. You can watch it. Automatically it will run. I'm not doing anything. Showing like preparing to run. It is running now automatically 9:36. Once this is completed, 9:38, it will be scheduled automatically. If the workflow is failed, then it will go to unscheduled state. If the workflow got failed, then it will go to unscheduled state. See here, scheduled, right? 9:38. So this is what you can see the scheduling. Once 9:38, it will automatically trigger. So 9:38, it will automatically schedule and then it will run. If the workflow got failed, it will become unscheduled. The L1 team will take care and then they will do it scheduling again. They will start it, they will schedule it. The production support team. Okay. So still 9:38. We are waiting. I'm not doing anything. It will automatically run. Okay, so it is running now. Once this is completed, it will go for the 9:40. So this is what the scheduler, we can schedule it. This is Informatica scheduler. In our next session, I will tell you the different scheduler are available in Informatica project. Okay, I will explain how we will schedule it with the different scheduler. Okay. So this is what the different task we are using in real-time projects. We are not using any Windows command. We'll be using Unix command. So that's why if you are going for any real-time project interview, they will be asking Unix shell scripting, all this. Okay. Zipping the file, unzipping the file, uploading the file. So all this you have to do with the command task only. So these are all the tasks we have. So please watch the session and practice it. Then only you will come to know the usability of all the tasks. Okay. So thank you all. So we will stop it here.